Yo, what's up, guys? Yeah, normally, well, it's not like I wouldn't react to any Ozzy. It's just, I know a lot of his songs. Like, if it's your first time here, uh, I'm just gonna preface this on the fact that, a lot of directions I do are ones that I haven't heard. Um, But I will say this video I don't believe I've ever seen. I've seen Ozzy like personally back first time I saw him was 2001. I believe it was Mayor Mayhem with Rob Zombie. That bill, if anyone's wondering, is Mudvayne, Soil, Black Label Society, Rob Zombie, Ozzy. That was the first concert I've ever seen. I was in the stands. I went crazy during that, like because I was like, oh my god, rightfully so. And next, I seen Ozzy or Ozfest 2002. That was a crazy fucking show. There's actually a video trailer of that particular one on the Ozfest page. If you look for Hartford, Connecticut, um, you can't really pick me out of the audience. It's a lot. I could pick two of my, you know, two of the guys I went to high school with. Um, when I went there, we actually skipped school to get the tickets. So, don't skip school, kids. But we skipped school so we could go and wait in line to get Ozfest tickets 2002. That was a fun day getting the tickets and seeing Ozzy, and so much that happened. Like, freaking during downset, there were freaking I don't know if it was or just a PA speaker caught on fire. We were really close to that, like front row. Same show that Andrew WK jumped over the barrier to take pictures with everyone. I actually got a picture with Andrew WK. I didn't really have any hair. No beard, really. I'm going to make a video addressing like what Ozzy meant to me, and the times I seen him, and go really in depth to it. And I saw him front row, also at Ozfest 2004. That is a crazy ass story. Like, that show, that day was most life changing event in my life. If it wasn't for that event, I don't know where I would be. But thanks to Ozzy for that. Uh, and the guys from Black Sabbath. I get Tony Iommi's pick that day. But if you want me to do a video on that, well, I'm gonna do it. I just gotta get a scanner. I want to put the pictures up that I took. Um, they were actually pretty good. A lot of crazy photos, really cool front row. If you guys want to see that, look forward to that. So hopefully in the next, I don't know when I'll get a scanner. Maybe I can go to like a Staples and scan it real quick. I don't know how much that will be, because I was waiting on getting a scanner. But I will be doing some videos on Ozzy and some performances that he did, Black Sabbath, just because, he meant a lot to me. Like, he. There's some similarities that I shared with him in a sense, like, I'm not saying singing and performance wise, but the dyslexia, um, always wanting to, make other people happy versus my own, and that would make me happy. Um, uh, but I won't go too much into that. But this, definitely, this song made a massive impact on me, especially guitar playing. Um, Years later, I didn't hear it when it came out, but I heard it back in high school, right after I heard Black Sabbath, and learned Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath on guitar. First riff I've ever learned was that, so holds a special place in my heart. But with that being said, enough talking. Let's get into Ozzy. That's a massive, great song. Ooh, that drum. I don't know what Zach was doing right there, but that's amazing. The audience. Yeah, I learned that technique off of that song. Hell yeah. I... I still can't believe it. That's a super crazy audience. He's an old man. Singing like that while headbanging is crazy. Ooh, that was a nasty catch on the stick. I'm rusty on the lyrics, I know. There's nothing like an Ozzy concert, Ozzy show. This always gives me goosebumps. User. Or he's like, get out of my face. fucking nasty guitar playing. Ooh. The technique. That's so fucking cool. Not many guitarists do that anymore. It's all about technique, but you can have technique doing that too. Well, you put your soul into that. Ozzy taught me that. Put your soul in music. Man.
My message is just enjoy the show. But it was always an ambition of mine to go to Russia, and I couldn't think of a better way to come to Russia than with a big bang. What my personal views are is the fact that through this foundation it's opened the door for music.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was a perfect... I wasn't expecting the last bit in there. Yeah. Definitely opened the door. Ozzy opened the door to a lot. And I mean a lot of, like, places. Just through his musicality, his spirit, his willingness to be honest as an artist, you know, whether it was Jekyll and Hyde, but at the end of the day, like, he's a good man. Like, I'll touch a little bit on it. One thing that stuck out to me, 2004, I was front row. Black Sabbath was performing right after Priest. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, Rob Halver pointed at me because I was trying to sing along. And I was like, oh, sweet, that's fucking cool. And then Black Sabbath came on stage, and that significantly changed the course of my life. It sounds corny. It's just a concert, some people think. It wasn't just a concert to me. Moments before that, my friends pretty much ditched me at the concert. They were like, they told me either you're coming with us or not. Like, we have to leave. Because one of them wasn't feeling good because too much to drink, and I was like, dude, I'm sorry you're feeling like shit. Like I can't leave. Something's telling me to stay. Like, I'm not trying to be a bad friend. I'm sorry. I can't. Like, and this was before even Slayer hit the stage, and then you know, obviously that was massive. But Black Sabbath hit the stage, and I was just in awe. I recall, like, I had a bunch of stuff in my hands. There was a water bottle, Kodak camera, and a t-shirt, and I was just like, oh shit, you know, like, alright, I'm just gonna try to rock out and not drop everything. Because they hit the stage, and it was surreal because I saw her headbanging like crazy, you know, as he would, and Tony Iommi was right there, and I just instantly just went even harder. And apparently he saw that and looked up. It was the end of the song, and He looked at me, smiled. I was like, oh yeah, I don't know if he's smiling at me, but he was smiling at the audience. I was like, oh cool, that's really cool. And he proceeded to take his pick and toss it to me. I had a bunch of stuff in my hand, mind you. And I was like, holy shit. It was like the godfather of heavy fucking metal. Is he tossing to me? I still didn't believe it when he looked at me and tossed it. And some sure will. Like, it had to happen. Like, don't know how. I caught it with everything in my hand. Wild. I thought I dropped it, but. And then I looked down. I'm like, oh, ready to freak out. Like, oh no, I lost it. Someone's gonna grab it. And I see a father and his son, and the father looks at me and is like, you got it. Smile, medal sign. I was like, give him medal sign. Look back up. Tony on me, just nodded his head. Smiled, walked back, getting ready for the next song. And um, that, I was like, if that was the only thing that happened, I was grateful. But a couple songs down the line, Ozzy pacing the stage back and forth, and he came to the side of the stage. I still went even, rocking out heavier, throwing my horns up, like I felt accepted. Like I'm like, oh sweet, this is awesome, but um, I don't know. I don't know. Tony said something. What? It's like you should go over there. Maybe not. Maybe it's just in my mind. But Ozzy went over the stage. He probably would have anyways because he's one of those guys that went back and forth and smiled and like was clapping and went off. And that little moment, I felt I was accepted. Like growing up as a kid, I didn't speak much, but heavy metal helped me. I've mentioned hip hop did too, writing and learning how to write. Um, but Ozzy, when he did that, he could have been smiling at anyone around. It was the audience, but to me, having that, I like to believe like, oh man, smiled at me. He's like, no, welcome to the family, and that in itself definitely changed the course of my life because I was in a good spot then. Sleep on floors, no family. Um, Barely enough to scrape by, food on the table. I was working, bust my ass off, but that meant the world to me. Ozzy meant the world to me. And, I recall looking back and I'm like, hey, I wonder what they see. Like, they see audience, but I look back at an audience and I'm like, where I was enough. I'm like, I want that to be accepted. And I have hemmed and haw on my life, and I'm recently listening to Ozzy talk about how, like, don't wait, do it. Believe in yourself. Because if no one believes in you, if you can't believe in yourself, no one will believe in you. And you put aside, you know, everything. If you believe in yourself, you will make it. and go after it. It's very loose quoted, but you know, I'm ready to step on the stage. I think it's time. Instead of sitting on all these music and all these lyrics, all these riffs, it's time. I think that's the only way I can keep of my way giving back to Ozzy. He may not be a. It's hard for me to say alive, but he's alive here. His legacy will live on in a lot of us. Some form of any legacy I can try and give back to him by making music. And hoping, hey, I would have loved to known it if he would have liked it, but I will never know that because I hemmed it on. But he inspired me. So that's why I'm an Ozzy fan. Yeah, it has been a tough week. Non-stop playing Ozzy, celebrating his life, playing Sabbath. It's like watching 9 Lives. Um, so, thank you, Ozzy.